everyone, I'm Dave, welcome to Tag, and today we are going to go through a flywheel blaster. You were many in the comments and through the time asking me to do a little bit more about those blaster, and I will. So today's blaster is the MP85C. Well, this thing. This MP85C came in a regenerate Chinese brown box. It came with the blaster itself, 50 of those suction cup dart, an interesting double stack magazine. It's kind of forgiving the fact that it's nor half dart nor full dart. It is only like a standard Chinese 3/4 dart, and it came with its own little battery that I'm gonna need to charge before I show you the blaster. Now that the battery is charged, I could start trying this blaster. That little MP85C got a lot of things for it at first glance. I mean, the look is very worker. If you look at it, it almost looks like a bull pump seagull in its shape. I love how everything reacts on it. That double stack magazine fits very nicely in it. And the ergonomics of the blaster are pretty cool. Even the stock length. I mean, that stock length is longer than what we have on the S400 Zebra. And it's a bit more comfortable for the spacing here. That is a very good thing. Color scheme, gray on gray with some of that Ryubi color green on it, which is very nice. Material is a bit thin, a bit flexy, like what you expect from a Chinese cheap basic blaster. And for the rev now. Rate of fire seems okay. The rev is not that loud, but it seems to go pretty fast. It sounds like something that's gonna go to about to 80 FPS. But the good thing about this blaster basically stopped there, unfortunately. And I have to say, I did my best to try to love this blaster. I mean, the look for it really goes with what I like. But as soon as I tried it, that's where I had issue with the blaster. First, there was on the chronograph test. The first dart, if you let the wheel rev inside, it's gonna hit a good 85-90 FPS, sometimes even more. And that was very good. Problem is, this thing is full auto with quite some fire rate, not the fastest but not the slowest you can find. And in the end, the second dart will already dip down to like 60 FPS. On the full auto chronograph test, I mean, the first dart went out at like 80 FPS and the last dart went out of the blaster at like 20 FPS, with some jam from time to time. Chrono test for the MP85C, obviously we are gonna try it with the suction cup dart because that's the only dart I have at hand that fit in it. Let's try to go semi-auto and then we're gonna swap to see how fast it can fire. Now let's try it on full auto. Oh wow, the FPS dropped quite a bit when we're going full auto. Yeah, exactly, we have lows of 27.8, maximum of 59.6, but it's not true, we had bigger numbers earlier on semi-auto. Okay, it's not counting them, but we had some 91 when firing on semi-auto, going very slow in the trigger. But on full auto, like, the battery just doesn't have enough power to carry on the flywheel. Maybe the crush is too high, maybe the dart is not good to go through it. It's gonna be up to my mod video to understand if this blaster is worth the modification when we check inside the shell. Because yes, this thing is jamming. And it's not jamming because of how the mag is aligned. It's jamming because the motor doesn't have enough torque. those motors can't even propel a dart properly. This is supposed to be a 7.4 volt LiPo equivalent, 2S LiPo equivalent, but I got a very hard time to believe it. For once, this is a very small and light battery, and for two, there is no way that a standard dart, a standard 13mm dart, would just stop both flywheel with the friction. That's it. The dart's stuck there. You need to remove the magazine, push the dart through, reinsert your magazine, then you can let it rev and hope it's working. But after 5, 6, 7 dart, it will eventually stop. That was kind of, and I tried to recharge it. I recharged the battery fully on the first try. I recharged the battery before every test. Second, the accuracy. There is none. I mean, I understand there is some kind of a wide metal barrel inside of this part here, but the flywheel cage is right here, meaning the dart needs to travel this distance. Probably if I was to chrono it right here, the first shot would be over 100 FPS, but it needs to travel, it will lose velocity, and it will sometime bump inside, which is going to send your dart into a big spray pattern. It is not accurate. Yes, in a war you're going to be able to just press the flywheel, assuming it's not jamming, and just spray dart, but at a very low velocity, unless maybe you put a 3S in it, assuming the motors can take it. For the motors, even letting them rev a long time doesn't eat up that much, and they don't smell, meaning they might be able to take a higher voltage, or they might just be already like 9 or 12 volt motor that are underfed by this battery, because the RPM on those flywheel drop very dramatically when you fire. This magazine, I mean, it's rather well designed. The last dart is a bit loose when you use it, but generally this thing is working, and the size of this opening means you could probably build yourself a Talon mag adapter to put in that thing pretty easily if you would want to use it. But again, there's no power. This thing would need work. I mean, the ergos are great on it. The idea is amazing. The execution, not so well. Well, in the end, let's face it, apart from look and that cool idea for double stack magazine, everything else I've been wrong with this blaster. It doesn't have a real accuracy, and for the price they charge, depending on where you take it, it's $40, $50 or $60. I went into this review expecting nothing more than a regular Strive performance out of this blaster, and it can't even do it. I mean, it's chewing up dart. The mag itself relatively works well. The spring might be a bit tight, but the flywheels on this thing and the motor, they have so much, like no torque. I even tried another like 2S equivalent I had just to see if the one inside there was the cause, because once I opened this little battery inside, the battery that is inside this is like 2 AAA cell. This is super small, and I thought that could be a problem, but no. Other batteries do kind of the same thing, meaning, is that tuned for a 3S? I don't know, but apart from the look, it got nothing else. So no, I would not recommend you to get one of those. unless maybe there is some mud potential, but no, this is almost an avoid. It looked very, very cool, but just don't deliver on anything else. Well, I think that's it for a small video. In the meantime, you can always follow me on Facebook and Instagram at @nerf_guy. Please leave a like and comment, subscribe for more content. Don't forget to hit that bell to notify for my latest video. This was Dave Fatag. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye.